guys, welcome, it's Jeff Master Flash. Welcome to Singapore, wet Singapore, difficult Singapore. Just over a 2 minute lap on the first lap, or just under a 2 minute lap on the first lap, and then about an average of about a 154, 155. It's not great. Traction is so difficult. This was, I think Baku was probably one of the hardest setups. I lied, definitely lied. Singapore is by far one of the most challenging places to come and race in the wet. 100%. It was so difficult. Honestly, when I say trying to sort out a wet setup for somewhere like Singapore, where even in the dry it's normally a 11 wing setup, but then to race it in the wet, even with the tricky traction zones, it's difficult. Honestly, Singapore is such a difficult place to come and race in the wet. In the dry, let alone the wet. It was really hard, really hard, and I hope this setup works for at least one of you, because I'm thankful that I've got no league races left this season, or this game, with Singapore in it. There's always a chance of it raining in Singapore, but like I said, Singapore is a difficult place to race, really difficult. You've got to be so gentle, it's phenomenal just on how difficult the place is to come and race. It's probably one of the worst tracks in the F1 2021 game for difficulty. It is absolutely phenomenal. Like you can get so much onto a curb, and then you spin coming out of turn 2 or turn 3. This is turn 1, this is turn 2, this one here, turn 3. It's right here. Traction is so difficult. You can see later on, and then here coming into this corner, coming out of this corner right here, is such a difficult place for traction. It's just unbelievable where you're there and everywhere on how difficult the circuit is. Later on, through lack of right here as well, you can see the car almost plant the wall. But later on, I think right at the death, right on the last lap, I hit a wall through a lack of concentration, and that was 5 laps of unedited, uncut, pure footage, and I lasted 4.5 laps fully of concentration. That's what you need when you're racing Singapore, is 100% concentration, and it's difficult. It's so difficult in the wet. I can't stress enough just on how difficult it is, and I would 100% feel sorry for someone who has to race Singapore in the wet. Managed to post the fastest lap on this lap, but then absolutely obliterate it on the last lap. And again, go back to how wet weather driving, it's all about confidence, and just gently literally tickling the car around the circuit, and being ultra aware. Forget, even though I've got the rear view mirror, forget what's behind you, and just concentrate, and 100% concentrate on what is in front of you. So I did a 54.2. I think I ended up doing something like a 53.6, which is an okay lap, I suppose, in the wet, considering you normally get around a 133, 134 in the dry. And again, I don't claim to be the fastest person in the world. I'm not. I'm far from it. I know I'm not. But what I do know about setups, I offer to you guys, because I've said it many times and I'll keep on saying it. I remember how difficult it was to try and find setups, try and understand setups. And yeah, if it helps one person, because obviously this setup would help one person, it would help me obviously, because I've set it up for myself. But if it helps one of you guys, 100%, it's well worth it. Absolutely well worth it. But as always, with setups, they are guides. So you make sure you change the setup to your liking. And remember, before I get the DMs like I got in my last one, Singapore is an extremely difficult circuit to race in the dry, let alone in the wet. And I cannot stress that enough. As you can see, the car right there, I almost lose it, and I'm on lap 3. It's a difficult place to come and race, and yeah, take from that from what you will. As always, the setup is at the end of the video. Remember to do all that good stuff, like hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Would mega appreciate it. Any feedback is always welcome, good or bad. Just remember to keep the swearing to a minimum, because I'm human too, after all. Guys, wherever you are in the world today, hope you're good, hope you're well. Take care. I'll catch you in the next one.
make it across the finish line here in Singapore, but they've done so with some style here today to take a remarkable victory. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, keeping their tyre temperatures up in the tricky wet conditions was really important. There's not much grip out there at the best of times, and it's 10 times worse if you're out there on cold tyres. So the way they kept the rubber in its proper operating window was a huge advantage today.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race week. Takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after an excellent result. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
Max Verstappen seemed to just effortlessly weave through the other drivers today without a care in the world. He was definitely my driver of choice.
Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.